Sarah's heart pounded as she stood at the altar, her white dress clinging to her like a second skin, watching her sister Emily exchange vows with her fiancé. But in the midst of the cheers, Emily leaned into the microphone during her toast and said, "And to my sister Sarah, who finally found love, with Dr. Elena Ramirez. Yes, everyone, she's gay." The room fell silent, gasps echoing like thunder, and Sarah's world shattered as her conservative family's eyes bored into her, judgment turning the celebration into a battlefield. Sarah bolted from the venue, her heels clicking against the marble floor of the upscale Chicago hotel, tears blurring her vision. She had kept her relationship with Elena a secret for 2 years, fearing exactly this: the unraveling of her carefully constructed life as a respected pediatrician in a city that prided itself on progress but harbored pockets of deep-seated prejudice. Elena, waiting in the parking lot as planned for a discreet getaway, saw Sarah's distraught face and pulled her into an embrace. "What happened?" Elena whispered, her voice steady despite the storm brewing in her dark eyes. By the time they reached their apartment in Lincoln Park, Sarah's phone was exploding with messages. Her mother, Patricia, texted first. "How could you hide this from us? Think of the family name." Her father, a prominent lawyer, called, his voice laced with disappointment. "Sarah, this isn't who we raised you to be. What about your career? Patient's parents won't understand." Sarah sank onto the couch, Elena beside her, holding her hand. The betrayal from Emily stung deepest. Her sister, whom she had confided in months ago during a vulnerable moment, had weaponized that trust to force honesty. As Emily later claimed in a follow-up message, Sarah's mind raced through the consequences. Potential backlash at the hospital, whispers in the hallways, maybe even complaints from conservative families. Elena, a cardiologist at the same hospital, had always been out and proud, her Mexican-American heritage adding layers to her own battles against discrimination. She urged Sarah to fight back. "We can't let this define us. We'll face it together." But Sarah hesitated, the weight of her family's expectations crushing her. Growing up in an affluent suburb of Chicago, she had been the golden child, straight A's, medical school on scholarship, always playing by the rules. Coming out meant risking it all. Her parents' approval, her sister's bond, and the facade of normalcy she had maintained for 35 years. That night, as they lay in bed, Sarah replayed the wedding scene. Emily's smile as she dropped the bomb had been triumphant, almost righteous, as if outing Sarah was a gift. "She thinks she's helping," Sarah muttered. Elena shook her head. "No, mi amor, that's control. She couldn't stand you having something she didn't know about." The tension built as Sarah decided to confront Emily the next day. Driving to her sister's new home in the suburbs, Sarah's hands gripped the wheel tightly. What would she say? Accuse her of betrayal? Or beg for understanding? Arriving, Emily opened the door with a forced smile. "Sarah, I'm glad you came. We need to talk." Inside, the house smelled of fresh paint and honeymoon bliss, a stark contrast to Sarah's inner turmoil. They sat at the kitchen table, and Sarah dove in. "Why, Emily? Why there, in front of everyone?" Emily leaned forward, eyes earnest. "Because you've been lying to us. To yourself. I did it for you, to free you." Sarah's anger flared. "Free me? You humiliated me. Mom and Dad are devastated. The whole family is gossiping." Emily countered. "Devastated? They're relieved it's out. And honestly, Sarah, dating a woman? At your age? What about kids? A real family?" The words cut deep, exposing the homophobia Sarah had always suspected but never faced head-on. She stood, voice trembling. "A real family? Elena is my family. More than you right now." Storming out, Sarah felt a shift, a resolve hardening. But the cost was immediate. Her phone buzzed with a message from her boss at the hospital. "We need to meet. Rumors are circulating." Back home, Elena was waiting with dinner, but Sarah couldn't eat. "This could ruin my career," she said. Elena nodded, her own fears unspoken. She had lost patients before due to prejudice. Together they plotted. Sarah would address it professionally, perhaps even go public to control the narrative. But as the night wore on, doubts crept in. Was loving Elena worth this chaos? The question haunted her. setting the stage for deeper conflicts ahead. The following week amplified the pressure. At work, colleagues whispered. A parent pulled their child from Sarah's care, citing personal reasons. Her family went silent, no calls, no texts, except for Aunt Linda, who sent a Bible verse about sin. Sarah's therapy session that Friday was raw. I feel like I'm losing everything, she confessed to her counselor. The therapist probed. What are you willing to sacrifice for authenticity? Elena's support was unwavering, but cracks showed. My family accepts us, Elena said one evening. Why can't yours? Sarah snapped. Because they're not like yours. They're old-school wasps. The argument escalated, revealing Sarah's internalized shame. They made up, but the seed of doubt was planted. Meanwhile, Emily reached out again, apologizing half-heartedly. I didn't mean to hurt you, but you need to see this through. Sarah decided on action. She scheduled a family meeting. Gathering at her parents' house, the air was thick with tension. Her father started. Sarah, we love you, but this lifestyle, it's not right. Her mother added, think of the grandchildren we won't have. Sarah pushed back. I can have kids. But with Elena, if that's what we want. Emily interjected. See? You're already changing for her. The meeting devolved into accusations. Sarah left feeling more isolated, but empowered. She confided in a colleague, who suggested joining an LGBTQ support group. There, she met others with similar stories, fueling her resolve. Yet the societal pressure mounted. A local news outlet picked up the wedding drama via social media leaks, turning private pain public. The media frenzy hit like a tidal wave. A local Chicago blog post titled "Wedding Outing Sparks Family Feud" went viral, detailing the incident with anonymous quotes from guests. Sarah's name was everywhere, linked to her hospital profile. Patients canceled appointments, and the administration called her in. We support diversity, her boss said, but we can't have distractions. Sarah nodded, swallowing her rage. This isn't a distraction, it's my life. Elena faced her own backlash. A conservative donor to the hospital complained about promoting alternative lifestyles. Elena's department head pulled her aside. Keep it low-key for now. Frustrated, Elena vented to Sarah that night. I've fought this my whole life. Why hide now? Sarah agreed, but fear gripped her. What if we lose our jobs? Our home? The discussion turned heated, exposing their differing approaches. Elena's boldness versus Sarah's caution. Seeking solace, Sarah attended her first LGBTQ support group meeting in a community center downtown. Stories of rejection resonated. One woman lost custody of her kids after coming out. Another was disowned. Sarah shared her tale, tears flowing. My sister betrayed me, she said. The group leader, a wise older lesbian named Carla, advised. Betrayal often stems from their own fears. Reclaim your power. Inspired, Sarah reached out to Emily for a one-on-one. They met at a neutral coffee shop in Wrigleyville. Emily arrived defensive. You act like I ruined your life. Sarah countered. You did in a way. But I'm fighting back. Emily revealed her motive. Jealousy over Sarah's perfect life and fear that Sarah's secret would explode later. I thought outing you would force acceptance. Sarah saw the twisted logic, but refused to absolve her. You chose drama over trust. That's on you. The conversation ended in stalemate, but Sarah felt stronger. Back home, she and Elena discussed next steps. Let's go public, Elena suggested. An interview could turn this around. Sarah hesitated, weighing the risks. Her parents called, demanding she fix this mess. End it with her, her father said. Sarah hung up, heartbreaking. The turning point came when a young patient, a teen girl questioning her sexuality, confided in Sarah during a checkup. I saw the news. Is it true? The girl's vulnerability mirrored Sarah's past. Yes, Sarah admitted. And it's okay. The interaction solidified her decision. She couldn't hide anymore. They contacted a progressive news outlet for an interview. Prep sessions were intense, Sarah practicing responses to tough questions. Why keep it secret? the journalists would ask. Fear, Sarah rehearsed. The day of the interview, in a sleek studio, Sarah's nerves peaked. But as cameras rolled, she spoke truthfully. My sister's outing was painful, but it sparked a necessary conversation about acceptance. The piece aired, garnering mixed reactions. Support poured in from LGBTQ communities, but hate mail arrived too. Sarah's family reacted poorly. Her mother cried on the phone. "You've embarrassed us." Emily texted, "Thanks for throwing me under the bus." The betrayal deepened, but Sarah stood firm. At work, the administration praised her courage, though subtly warning about ongoing scrutiny. Elena's pride shone. "You're amazing." Yet intimacy suffered. Stress led to arguments over trivial things, like dinner plans. Sarah wondered if their love could withstand the pressure. A family intervention loomed. Patricia organized it at home, inviting relatives. Sarah arrived with Elena, a bold move. The room tensed as Elena introduced herself. Accusations flew. "You're influencing her," an uncle said. Sarah defended. "No, this is me." Emily remained silent, guilt evident. The night ended with ultimatums. Choose us or her. Sarah chose Elena, walking out hand in hand. The cost? Estrangement. Days later, a reconciliation attempt from Emily failed when she insisted on therapy to fix this. Sarah refused. "I'm not broken." As societal backlash intensified, a petition circulated to protect children from Sarah's care. She faced a moral dilemma. Fight legally or step back. Consulting a lawyer, she learned of potential discrimination suits. "You have a case," the attorney said. But pursuing it meant more exposure. Elena's own family offered refuge, their warmth contrasting Sarah's cold rejection. During a dinner with them, Sarah felt accepted, but envy stirred. Why couldn't hers be like this? The evening inspired hope, but reality crashed when a colleague leaked patient complaints to the press. The lawsuit threat materialized. A group of parents, fueled by conservative media, filed a complaint with the medical board, alleging Sarah's lifestyle compromised her professionalism. The hospital suspended her pending investigation. "It's protocol," her boss said apologetically. Sarah's world narrowed to legal meetings and anxiety. Elena rallied support, organizing a fundraiser for legal fees through LGBTQ networks. Friends donated, strangers shared stories. But the strain showed. Elena worked extra shifts to cover bills, exhaustion leading to snapped words. "I didn't sign up for this," she muttered once, regretting it immediately. Sarah forgave, but doubt lingered. Family ties frayed further. Patricia visited unannounced, pleading, "Come home. We can pretend this never happened." Sarah laughed bitterly. "Pretend? That's what got us here." The visit ended in tears, Patricia leaving with, "You're breaking my heart." Emily's husband, Mark, reached out secretly. "She's sorry, but pride stops her." Sarah appreciated the insight but demanded direct apology. None came. Instead, Emily posted subtly on social media, portraying herself as the victim of family drama. Sarah dove into activism, speaking at a rally in Grant Park. "Outing someone isn't love, it's violence," she declared to Cheers. Media coverage shifted slightly positive, but trolls online attacked. Death threats, slurs. Elena insisted on security measures, heightening paranoia. A breakthrough. The medical board cleared Sarah after testimonies from colleagues and patients. "No evidence of misconduct," the ruling stated. She returned to work triumphant, but changed, more guarded, less trusting. Reconciliation with family seemed impossible, until a health scare. Her father had a minor heart attack, Elena treating him ironically. In the hospital room, he whispered to Sarah, "I don't understand, but I don't want to lose you." Tears flowed. A fragile bridge formed. Emily, however, doubled down. At a family gathering Sarah attended warily, Emily confronted, "You're destroying Dad's health with this stress." Sarah retorted, "No, your actions did." The argument escalated, relatives dividing sides. Sarah left, vowing limited contact. Romantically, Sarah and Elena hit a rough patch. A weekend getaway to Michigan aimed to reconnect, But discussions turned to future. Marriage, kids. Sarah wanted both. Elena hesitated, citing ongoing drama. Can we handle more scrutiny? The question hung, unresolved. Back in Chicago, a betrayal surfaced. A close friend, Jenna, admitted leaking details to the press for attention. Shocked, Sarah ended the friendship. Trust is everything. The loss compounded her isolation. Seeking clarity, Sarah journaled nightly, dissecting choices. Hiding versus outing, forgiveness versus boundaries. Therapy helped, but moral quandaries persisted. Was cutting off family right? Or selfish? Elena's promotion offer in New York tempted relocation. A fresh start, she said. Sarah weighed it. Leave her life behind? The decision loomed as high-profile interviews continued, turning Sarah into an advocate. But fame brought envy. Emily anonymously tipped a tabloid with old photos, twisting narratives. Sarah confronted her. Why keep hurting me? Emily broke. Because I'm scared you'll leave us behind. Vulnerability emerged, but trust was shattered. The New York offer crystallized tensions. Elena pushed. Chicago holds too much pain. Let's build anew. Sarah resisted. Running feels like defeat. Debates raged, exposing fears. Elena's of stagnation, Sarah's of abandonment. Family dynamics shifted post-heart attack. Her father called weekly, awkward but genuine. Tell me about Elena, he once asked. Progress but slow. Mother remained distant, sending passive-aggressive cards. Emily's sabotage backfired when the tabloid story flopped, public sympathy swinging to Sarah. Emily finally apologized in person. I was wrong. Jealous, scared. Sarah listened, but forgiveness was conditional. Prove it with actions. Emily agreed, starting therapy. Work stabilized, Sarah mentoring young LGBTQ doctors. A new patient, a lesbian teen with supportive parents, inspired hope. Yet societal prejudice persisted. A bill in Illinois targeting LGBTQ rights mobilized her. Elena accepted the promotion, forcing a decision. Come with me, she pleaded. Sarah agonized. Career, family roots versus love. She chose love, resigning. The farewell party was bittersweet, colleagues toasting her resilience. Packing, Sarah reflected on losses. Old friendships, family closeness. But gains. Authenticity, community. The move to Brooklyn felt liberating, a brownstone awaiting. Settling in, challenges arose. New hospital dynamics, Elena's long hours. Sarah struggled finding work, isolation creeping. A job at a progressive clinic came, focusing on LGBTQ health. Family visited tentatively. Father and mother arrived, meeting Elena formally. Tensions eased over dinner, stories shared. Emily followed, bringing gifts. Reconciliation budded, but scars remained. A new conflict. Elena's ex, Maria, reappeared, offering friendship. Sarah's jealousy flared. Is there history? Elena assured. Past is past. But doubts festered, leading to arguments. At a New York Pride event, Sarah spoke, story resonating. Media attention followed, a book deal offered. Writing became cathartic, chronicling betrayals and triumphs. Emily's visit turned pivotal. I outed you because I felt sidelined, she confessed. Sarah hugged her. We're healing. But a slip. Emily questioned their child plans. Adoption? Surrogacy? Sarah defended. Our choice. Elena's work stress peaked, an affair rumor circulating. Confronted, Elena denied. It's lies from a rival. Trust tested, Sarah investigated discreetly, finding truth, innocent. The scare strengthened them, proposing marriage. Elena said yes, planning a small ceremony. Family reactions mixed. Parents attended virtually, Emily in person. Vows exchanged, joy amid tears. Post-wedding, a pregnancy decision, surrogacy. Costs high, emotional toll higher. Sarah's mother offered help financially, a gesture of acceptance. Surrogacy journey began, selecting a carrier. Excitement mixed with anxiety, genetic choices, legal hurdles. Sarah carried Elena's egg, but health risks loomed. Family support grew. Emily volunteered as aunt. Parents visited more. Yet, societal pushback. Anti-LGBTQ legislation threatened rights. A crisis. The surrogate miscarried early. Devastation hit. Sarah blaming herself. Elena consoled. We'll try again. Grief strain, therapy essential. Professionally, Sarah's book published, Outed, A Journey to Truth. Reviews praised rawness, but critics accused sensationalism. Sales soared, interviews exhausting. Emily's own secret emerged, marital troubles. Mark wants kids, I don't, she confided. Sarah supported. Follow your heart. Irony noted, roles reversed. Elena's job demanded travel, loneliness amplifying. Sarah reconnected with old friends, but past betrayals cautious. A national debate ignited when Sarah's story featured in a documentary. Protests for/against LGBTQ rights ensued. Threats increased, security needed. Father's full acceptance came during a visit. I'm proud. Mother struggled, but tried. Second surrogacy succeeded, pregnancy progressing. Joy returned, but complications arose. Preterm labor scare. Emily's divorce finalized, she moved to New York for support. Bonding deepened, past forgiven. Book tour took Sarah nationwide, facing hecklers. One confrontation. A protester shouted slurs. Sarah responded calmly. Hate won't win. Home, Elena's surprise. Nursery ready. Tenderness rebuilt trust. As due date neared, tensions peaked, family gathered. Birthday arrived, a healthy girl, Mia. Holding her, Sarah felt complete. But postpartum, doubts surfaced. Was this worth the pain? Mia's arrival transformed everything. Sleepless nights bonded Sarah and Elena, but exhaustion bred irritations. You're not helping enough, Sarah snapped once. Elena retorted. I'm working to provide. Mediation through counseling helped. Family integrated. Parents doted via video, Emily hands-on. Yet, old wounds resurfaced when mother commented. She needs a father figure. Sarah shut it down. She has two mothers. Professionally, Sarah balanced motherhood with advocacy. A TED Talk invitation came theme. The cost of authenticity. Preparation delved deep into moral trade-offs. Elena's promotion stabilized life, but a job offer back in Chicago tempted. Closer to family, she said. Sarah resisted. We've built here. Emily's new relationship, a woman shocked. I'm exploring, she admitted. Sarah supported, but questioned timing. Is this real? Emily affirmed, leading to shared experiences. Societal shifts. Supreme Court rulings on LGBTQ rights affected them. Sarah lobbied, Mia in tow, symbolizing future. A betrayal redux. A documentary producer twisted footage, portraying Sarah as opportunistic. Lawsuit ensued, draining resources. Resolution. Settlement won, reputation restored. But toll. Stress-induced health issues for Sarah. Mia's first birthday celebrated unity. Family attended, toasts to resilience. Yet Elena confessed burnout. This life is hard. Sarah agreed, contemplating changes. In quiet moments, Sarah pondered paths not taken. Hiding, avoiding conflict. But Mia's smile affirmed choices. The story culminated in growth, but questions lingered. Was outing Sarah ultimately a catalyst for positive change? Or an unforgivable violation that no amount of redemption could erase?